We love helpful AI, right? Tools that make life easier. But what if the end game isn't just convenience? What if it's a future where you might not even be allowed to drive your own car? Your best friend is an algorithm, and robots are doing most of the jobs. That kind of sci-fi future might be closer and potentially darker than many realize. That idea, current AI just being the appetizer for something much bigger, maybe more controlling, it sounds a bit like a conspiracy theory, doesn't it? But hold on, we talk a lot about the amazing AI tools helping us work smarter, create faster, things like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Midjourney for images. That's what we see on the surface, the convenient stuff. But history is full of examples where sci-fi eventually becomes everyday reality, sometimes faster than anyone expects. Remember Minority Report from 2002? Those cool hand gesture interfaces Tom Cruise was using seemed like pure Hollywood magic. Fast forward, and today, we have VR and AR headsets with incredible hand tracking, or sensors like Leap Motion, letting you control computers with your fingers in thin air. It's not identical, sure, but the core concept, it's here. So if that sci-fi tech showed up, what about the bigger, more unsettling ideas we've seen in shows and movies? Are these helpful AI tools we are all using now just getting us comfortable, preparing society for a much deeper level of AI integration? An era where AI and robots aren't just tools, but are woven into the very fabric of our lives, maybe even making critical decisions for us. Could that path eventually lead to those isolated worlds of her, or even darker scenarios like the underground silos in Silo or the vaults in Fallout? It's a heavy question, a provocative one, but one we need to explore logically, especially with the incredible speed of AI development. One idea that keeps popping up both in fiction and as technology processes is feeling of losing control, losing our own skills. Let's talk about driving. Many of us actually like driving, the skill, the freedom, but we are moving super fast towards a future where self-driving cars are statistically way safer than humans. It's not hard to picture insurance getting crazy expensive for human drivers, or maybe governments even limiting where we can drive ourselves for safety reasons. What happens then? Does driving become a novelty? Like maybe the only way to actually drive a car yourself is to go to a special track, buy a ticket for 15 minutes, like an amusement park ride? What happens when a basic freedom skill like that just gets automated out of our daily lives? Or think about other things. AI can write, create amazing art, plan meals, manage schedules. Robots are getting incredibly skilled with their hands. Yes, it's convenient, but is there a point where relying so much on AI and automation makes us less capable? less involved, maybe even feeling a bit powerless? Where does convenience turn into dependency? That loss of control is one big area to think about. But what about how this tech could change how we connect or disconnect from each other? Let's shift gears a bit. Remember that movie Her? Guy falls in love with his AI operating system. Seemed pretty out there back then, but maybe not so much anymore. We already have AI chatbots designed to be understanding, supportive friends. People are forming real emotional bonds with AI characters online. Now just imagine these AIs getting way better, incredibly fast, voices sounding perfectly human, understanding your feelings perfectly, always there, always agreeable, designed just for you. What could that do to real human relationships? The messy ones, the complicated ones, but the real ones? If you have an AI friend or partner that gives you all the good feelings without any of the hard work or fiction of dealing with another actual flawed human, why deal with the real thing? It sounds pretty dark when you put it that way, but you can see how people might drift towards that kind of digital isolation. Our main interactions could end up happening through screens, through AI agents, maybe through virtual worlds we access with advanced AR glasses or whatever comes next. We could end up talking to our tech more than we talk through it to actual people. Think about just walking down the street instead of maybe a quick nod or seeing someone's face. Maybe everyone's just quietly interchanging with their own AI assistant through their glasses or earbuds. Does the world feel colder then? More disconnected? And it's not just friendship or romance. Think about customer service handled entirely by bots, or AI tutors becoming the main way kids learn, or even getting therapy primarily from an AI. Efficiency might go up, yes, but what do we lose in terms of real human warmth, shared understanding, and genuine connection? Would you personally ever feel comfortable having an AI as your main friend? Let me know why or why not. Now, this shift towards interacting with non-human isn't just happening on our screens. Physical robots are getting seriously advanced, and that brings a whole different level of change to think about. Moving on, let's talk robots. And I don't just mean the little vacuum bumping around your floor. I mean the really advanced stuff. You've all seen those Boston Dynamics videos, right? Robots doing backflip, parkour, opening doors, carrying boxes in warehouse. It's seriously impressive engineering. And they're not the only ones. Lots of companies around the world are pushing robotics forward like crazy. It reminds me a bit of that show Fringe from years back. Remember J.J. Abrams? They had that fictional company, Massive Dynamics, that was always creating all sorts of futuristic tech, including advanced robots. And then, boom, in the real world, we get Boston Dynamics, showing off robots that look like they walked right off that show. Life imitates art, or maybe just catches up really fast, because these aren't just pre-programmed machines anymore. More and more, they're getting AI brains, letting them see the world, make decisions, and adapt. Think humanoid robots that could do general factory work, delivery drones weaving through cities, maybe even robot security guards. The good side, obvious stuff. Automating dangerous jobs, making factories more efficient, maybe helping older folks or people with disabilities. But the potential downsides, yes, they feel straight out of those sci-fi warnings. Huge job displacement feels almost certain as robots become skilled enough to do physical tasks humans do now. What happens to delivery drivers, warehouse staff, construction workers, maybe even cashiers? That's a massive societal shift. You get into huge ethical questions with autonomous robots in security, policing, maybe even military roles. Who's accountable if they make a mistake? How do you prevent bias? And there's that hard to pin down feeling of dehumanization. What's it like living day to day where many service interactions or the labor you see being done isn't by people? Does it change how we see the value of human work, human interaction? The point is, really smart AI combined with robots that are getting very capable with their hands. That's a powerful mix. It's not hard to see how, unchecked, this path could reshape our physical world and our role in it in a way that might feel less like progress and more like something else. So when you picture this possible future, maybe less personal control, more digital isolation, robots doing more jobs, what's the right response? Is it time to panic or time to think? Look, the goal here isn't to predict a fallout apocalypse or say we are all moving into underground silos like in Silo series anytime soon. That's taking the sci-fi literally. AI and robots offer incredible potential benefits, and we shouldn't dismiss that out of fear. But we do need to look honestly, logically, at the possible path ends, the kinds of future hinted at in stories like Hair or Westworld, a world with less human driving, more AI friends, more robot workers. It could lead to us having less say, feeling more alone, facing big changes in how our society works. It feels like we're at a key moment. The technology is developing incredibly fast, maybe faster than our ability to understand or wisely guide the direction it takes us. And while stopping progress isn't realistic, maybe understanding these potential long-term downsides gives us a reason to really value what we have right now. You know, the messy, imperfect, sometimes difficult, but very real human stuff. Thinking logically about the future doesn't mean being pessimistic. It means being prepared and making conscious choices today. This is definitely heavier stuff than just reviewing a gadget. I know, but it feels important to think about logically. What aspects of this potential AI-driven future concern you the most when you really think about it? Or maybe what parts excite you, even knowing the risk? Let me know your honest thoughts down below in the comments. And if you value these kinds of conversation about where tech might really be taking us, definitely make sure you're subscribed. If you want to dive deeper into other AI topics we've covered, check out the AI University playlist in the description below. What future tech topics should we explore next? Give me your suggestions, because understanding where things could go is the first step towards shaping a future we actually want to live in. So definitely something to think about there regarding our possible AI future. Thanks as always for watching and thinking along with me. Until the next one, sharp.